Hello there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies. Just sitting on my front porch here. Beautiful spring day. Sun's just starting to set. And today I want to talk about something I just heard called problem, premise, promise. This fits really beautifully in with something else that I've taught pretty much exactly. I was talking with somebody who was in my mentorship program, a fellow named Lev Natan, who does beautiful work on the East Coast of the States. And he was talking about somebody he'd been working with named Jeff Davis. And this idea of problem, premise, and promise. So before I get into that, if you like these videos, please share them with your friends. It really does make a difference. You can follow me, subscribe on YouTube, hit the little red subscribe button and the little bell icon. I've got a Facebook page, a website. You can sign up for my email list if you'd like to. All those things. So, okay. Problem, premise, promise. It's so good. So Jeff Davis, I haven't delved into your work at all. I've never read your stuff. I feel like I get you. I get what you're saying. So let's see if I can try, even just from the little bit Lev said, to tie this to my understanding of it. The way I would say this is relevance, credibility, value. Yeah. So what's the problem? The problem, well, that's Island A in my lingo. This is what makes your work relevant to them. Someone doing fireworks over there. Or a muffler. So the problem is, what's that thing they're experiencing? What's the symptom? What's the thing that makes your work relevant to them? Of course, they're only going to want to hire you, especially if it's a service that you're offering, if it solves some problem for them. So this is the very first thing. This is the most important thing. Until you've got this, until you've got the problem figured out, until you have the relevance figured out, until you have the symptoms figured out, your marketing is just going to fall completely flat, because you're going to be left talking about the boat that takes them from Island A to B, your fancy maps, you look at your outfit as a captain of the boat, all your qualifications as a captain, but they don't care, because they don't know that you can get them off this island to the island they want to get to. Premise. This is so good. I love that word, premise. I would say this is the credibility piece. This is the point of view piece. This is your take, your philosophy, your understanding, your unique perspective on why they're stuck on that island in the first place, what the problem's really about. So you're saying, look, do you have this problem? Here's my take on it. Do you have these symptoms? This is my premise as to what underlies that. This is why the things you've tried haven't worked yet. This is my premise. Think of every TED Talk you've ever seen. They all have a very compelling premise to them. Another way to say it would be a message. I wrote a whole ebook called Don't Market Yourself, Market Your Message. My ebook, Point of View Marketing, is an expanded sort of treatise on the same thing. Point of view, premise, I think it's the same, basically. Point of view might be a bit more expansive, but the premise is, what's the big idea? What's your main idea? I remember a relationship coach who was in my mentorship program. She had a great bit where she said, if you want to have an authentic relationship, you need to be willing to risk the whole relationship in every moment. That's a premise. A premise might be your unexplained symptoms may have emotional roots. That's yarrowhealingarts.com. Another premise might be, hey, you're really messed up in your life. You grew up in a fundamentalist Christian home, and now it's still messing with your life. You thought you were over it, but if you're dealing with these symptoms, that's probably that you're, unresolved, messed up childhood coming to the fore. My premise, marketing can feel good. What makes it not feel good? We're going for the sale. Man, it's a loud night. We're going for the sale. What could make it feel good? We go for the truth of if it's a fit instead. That's a premise. Okay, so problem, premise, promise. So this is the value piece. So relevance, credibility, value. Problem, premise, promise. So the promise is the offer. This is where you say, look, you've got this issue. Here's my take on the issue. If you resonate with that, if that makes sense with you, here's how you can work with me, here's my offer. And this is the promise. It's good because the promise is also kind of island B. The promise, anytime we make an offer, it's a promise. It's say, you pay me this money, I'm gonna help you get this result. Yeah, this is my promise to you. Every offer is a promise. So all three of these are very, very important. And in the beginning, it's 100% problem. That's all of your focus needs to be there. And then you need to make the case for your premise, because if they don't buy your premise, if they think your premise is garbage, your promise doesn't matter. They won't trust it. Why would they? But if you've really articulated a problem they're currently experiencing, if you've articulated a premise about it in a way that is very compelling to them, they're going to be very open to your promise. And if the promise is good, especially if it doesn't seem too good to be true, if it seems reasonable, well priced, very likely they're going to say yes to it. So, problem, premise, promise. I invite you to sit down with your own work and think about this. What is the problem I solve? What is my premise about it? What is my take on it? And then what's the promise that I make them? And are each of those as compelling as they could be? And where are people falling through? Am I not, because here's the thing, here's the diagnostic for you. If the problem is not well articulated, here's what's going to happen. You're just not getting any calls. Nobody's responding at all. If you've got the problem, but the premise not worked out, what that means is a lot of people visiting your website, a lot of people come to your workshops, but nobody really signs up. Or you can tell they're just not that interested. You talk to a lot of people at networking events and they're initially interested, and then it's like, oh, and the interest falls away. And if it's that the promise isn't articulated, what you may have is a lot of people who love what you do. They say, oh my gosh, Tad, you're the best. I really love your marketing stuff. It's so good. But they never pay you. They never sign up for anything. This can happen. I've seen this all the time. The people have the problem and the premise dialed, but they never make any promises. They never make any offers. They never have any packages. They don't have any kind of sales funnel at all. People just think they're rich or something. Nobody works with them. Because they always think, well, I could work with them later or down the road, or it just never occurs to. It's not like people are sitting at home thinking like, who can I pay to solve this problem? People are struggling with it, but unless they see you have a particular promise, a particular offer that can help them get from A to B, why would they, act? Why would they even think about it? People don't go hear about you, say, oh, that's a neat premise. Let me go to the website and dig around to see what kind of offers they have. Sadly not. These things really do need to be put before them, laid down on the table. People do need to be invited fairly directly. Hey, I've got this thing. I think it might be useful for you. I don't know, but here's the info. Yeah, this is of course where copywriting comes in, good sales letters come in and all that. So I just was delighted when I heard those three. I think it's a really beautiful way of saying it. It's better than mine because it's got alliteration, so I'm jealous. So again, problem, premise, promise. I invite you to go sit down, think about what yours are. Hopefully this was useful. And if you have any questions, by the way, put them in the comments below, and you never know, it may turn into the next video that I do. Take care, everyone.